Welcome, Internet. I am Handsome Dan. And today, after filling in all of this area in our previous video, I thought we'd actually finally get a chance to start the Library of Alexandria, or not the library, but the Lighthouse of Alexandria. Now, this is one of the classical seven wonders of the world. If you look up the seven wonders of the world on the internet, the lighthouse will definitely appear. And what it looks like. This is from Wikipedia. This is a drawing, 1909 apparently. Um, and almost all of our images of the lighthouse look pretty much like this. Um, it was in Alexandria, which is a port city downstream a little bit from Cairo on the Mediterranean in the Nile Delta. It was built on an island called Pharos, which is why here and in other places it's often referred to as the Pharos of Alexandria. And in fact, the Pharos, that word gives rise to words for lighthouse or sometimes just tall building in a lot of different languages. Wikipedia has several good drawings of that. This one, like I say, 1909. Here's one. This is based on a 2013 study. This is supposedly a 3D one based on a. Oh, I had a date on this. There's a date in the Wikipedia article, but it's not printed here. I like that design a lot. There's something weird about it in these lower windows, but overall, I like that design a lot. It's on their coins. Well, I mean, that's a Roman era coin, minted in Alexandria in the 2nd century. So almost 2,000 years ago in the 100s. There's a mosaic that appears to be representing the building of the lighthouse. This is a picture on Wikipedia that I don't understand. It says it's a comparison of scale between 1909 and 2006, but it's not clear to me which is which. These are height. If I zoom, these are height measurements. Like this is 15 meters, this is 30 meters, whatever. But the actual font, if I zoom in, and if I remember right, zooming in was kind of a pain. But if I zoom in, the font looks kind of old to me, so I feel like the shorter version is the older version of the estimate about it. And Wikipedia also has images from the sea around it since it's collapsed. That might be one of the better images we could use of it. I also pulled up the images from Civilization 1 through 6. This is from Civilization 1, if you can't tell from the low res. Civ 1 came out in 1991. And, so the series is 30 years old now. Weirdly enough, I noticed in Civilization 1 and 2, you don't have to build the lighthouse in a coastal city. The city can be inland, and you can build the lighthouse anyway. Coffee time. Ah, lovely, lovely. But that is the Civ 1 version. Oh, that's the Civ 6 version. I wanted to skip that one. 5.4. All right, let's do it this way. That's the Civ 2 version. It's not bad. This is a river town. I think this looks like the Hagia Sophia in Turkey, but I think it's just meant to be a standard temple. Anyway, this is the lighthouse in Civ 2. There's also a movie. I don't think I took an image, but there's a movie of when he's built a wonder in Civ 2, and the movie shows a ship sailing past something that looks very much like this. And then Civ 3 seems to be pretty well based on the historical design, simplified version of the historical design. Civ 4, I didn't stop the movie in time. If I stopped the movie or took this screenshot a couple seconds earlier, this text box wouldn't have been in the way. But we can see that it's pretty clearly based on historical designs. And then Civ 5, I've got two images. This is what it looks like in the world. And this is what it looks like after you've built it. And in both cases, we could see it's based pretty nicely on the historical versions. And then the Civ 6 version, which you saw accidentally a minute ago. Just like with the Oracle, this is the version I like the best of all the Civ games. I may steal, because we don't know a lot about what was outside the little fort walls, but I may steal this for the front design. But really, I think it's going to be this image, again, 2013, that's going to inform our build the most. We believe, why we know so much about this, even though it was built in the, I believe, 200s BC, so it's well over 2,000 years old. At least parts of it survived well into, late into the Middle Ages. There was basically an earthquake in the 1340s, 1350s that finished off what was left of it. And so by that time it was gone. They used the stone for other things in the city. But for years it stood. The reason you saw in the video yesterday why I had planned on just using this area for the lighthouse, the purple area here. I figured we could get a good 30 by 30 there, which was what historical sources tell us is the size of the lighthouse. But that's the size of the lighthouse tower, not the size of the entire area. But they don't give us a size for how long this was. What I decided is, let's say there's 30 blocks between especially look at the next videos more from above, let's decide that there's 30 blocks between the tower itself and the outer wall. I was planning on doing something with, I think sandstone makes a pretty good approximation of what this material is. I had planned on the wall on just sort of making it up as I went along, but as I look at it, I was going to use diorite for highlights, and we still have a lot of diorite in the chests with us, but that doesn't appear to match the historical recreations of it. This is a black and white drawing. How can we tell? But what it looks like is towers that are 3 stories tall. So 3 stories, if we assume 3 blocks per story plus 1 block for a ceiling, then that should be about 10 blocks tall. And this should be about 7 blocks tall. I think it makes sense to start with one of the towers, and we can go from there. Probably the very first thing to do is to make sure we've really blocked out the size that we think we have. So this block I'm looking at, if you look at on the right, is 49,380. So 49, and if that's 90 blocks that way, 49 minus 90 is negative 39. No, negative 31. Yeah, negative 31 is 90 blocks that way. So it should go to negative 30 so that we have actually 90 blocks and not 91. It looks like it's getting dark. Well, I guess I can leave that up. So this is negative 30. This is what I had in mind as the other corner. Oh, not negative 30, negative 40. Because otherwise we're only talking about 80 blocks. Like, that didn't make sense. Okay, negative 40, so that's right. And then 380 plus 90 would be 470, so we want to make sure that's at 469. I guess I could run. And I'm looking at negative 40, 469, so that seems to be right. When I built this tower in the ocean, this pillar jumped this tower out of the ocean, I ran out of cobble. So the top, like 5 or 6 layers of this, are red mushroom block, because that's what I had in my inventory. So 469 and 49. If the other 3 were right, this would be tough to be wrong. $49, 469. So that appears to be right. So I'll go over here and sleep. You know, these ocean parks, as I talked about in the last video, are not mushroom biome. So we have to worry about mob spawning. Okay, so this is our corner. Why aren't you on fire? Okay, that's better. And we want this to be about 10 blocks high. Yeah. Bad timing on the sword swing. So let's get some, oops. Let's get some sandstone. You know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna use that diorite as an accent. So the edges, the actual corners, will be diorite. Oh, we didn't decide how wide this is. If that's 10 high, does it look about half that wide or a little bit more than that? Let's say a little bit more than that. Let's say 6 high or 6 wide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go one more, just so we have room to put 2 windows in there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're here. And I think that's right. Yeah. I feel like the internal floors, even though the rest of this will be stone, I feel like the internal floors ought to be some variety of wood. Although, on the other hand, I'm not going to put any doors into the towers, so maybe we'll leave it alone. No, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Now, it looks like the actual wall is set in a little bit from the, I don't know what you would call it, the actual pillars. I think setting it in a full block is overdoing it. But I also don't see any good way of doing that. All right, so we want 3 high, and then a level for the floor. And I think we're just going to use cobble for the interior. I've got more cobble in those boxes. Oops. I feel like the interior of this should also be cobble, because you will be able to see through the windows. Oh, I was using Silk Touch. No wonder it was taking a minute. So let's put that stone away. Get some cobble. Now, we could, because this smooth stone will, or smooth sand will cut into stairs and slabs. But this is the way I look at it. Let's say we did something fancy, like these were all sideways stairs or something. You know, upside down stairs, and then regular stairs below. Well, basically this design. I think I do have some stairs here. So let's say we did this. So let's say we did that. Well, and you know, it's fancier in that it's stairs instead of full blocks, but what's left in the middle, it's still just a full block. So let's save ourselves that hassle and do this just as a full block. I do like the idea of it being a little higher up, though. Well, I don't know. I mean, if somebody were really using this, I don't like the idea of looking in from the outside and just seeing a torch. So at least on the bottom floor, I'm thinking raise that up with, you know, here it is after me saying I'm not going to do anything fancy with the window because it's still just going to be a block. I'm going to do something slightly fancy with the window. And put, let's see, I need 4, 8, 12, 16 slabs to do this. Oops, well, that's too many, but that's okay. Now, it's still just a torch in there. Oh, I'm being silly about these two, about the sides. Not only do we not need them on the sides, if we're going to connect a wall to that, they might not even need to stay sandstone. That we could just use cobble. But let's go back and do the slabs here. All right, and that's the first floor out of, we want 3. And then one more to put in the floor. Oh, I see why it's taller than we planned, because it's not 2 and then a floor, it's 3 and then a floor is what we're doing. And one more for the floor. Now, there was a little bit of a lip over the edge of this. So I think we'll just do a row of upside down stairs around the outside. Not sure how I want to merge it with that. Yeah, we could do that. And the roof, I don't think, can be cobble. I mean, it could be. But I think since from a distance, like, say, from up there, you'll be able to see the roof, I think it should match. Okay. So where's my scaffold? Usually I have more scaffolding than that on me. All right, I think the diorite, and I'm not using polished diorite, this is just regular diorite. I think that actually works pretty well as an accent. Let's go do the other tower. I'm going to need more stairs. And how many slabs did I actually use? 2, 4, 6, 8. So I guess I've got enough slabs. And I'm going to need more diorite. Should have enough of everything else. Oh, because there's going to be a wall there. I'm like, where's our windows? Have to decide, if we assume that the front of the lighthouse is going to be right here, or the landward side is going to be right here, you have to decide what to do about this. I assume just most of it's going to come down. The actual lighthouse supposedly had a 300-meter ramp leading from the land side to the lighthouse itself. And that's about a quarter of a mile. We aren't going to have, there's not nearly a quarter mile space to do that with. But I do like the idea, if we take this down to the same level as what's behind it, the level that we built the Oracle on, I do like the idea of a ramp that slants upward to the land side. And slanting upward actually sort of makes sense, even though I think of a ramp the other way as something that slants up towards the building. Slanting, for something that's on an island, slanting upward towards the mainland makes a little bit of sense. Another cup of coffee, that's good. Well, not another cup yet. All right, this is already cobble, so we don't have to do that. torch in there. And we actually already kind of screwed up. Now this side isn't going to need to have windows because the wall's going to be here. And then we were going to change this out for slabs. And the other side. And again, not because we think it looks so much better for the window to be higher up. Just don't need to look inside and see nothing but a torch. Oh, you know what? We're going to back that up a little bit. Going to back that up a square so we have room for the roof. I'm missing 4 scaffolds. Did it go inside? Try to prevent that. Oh, there they are. I mean, I guess that is going to need to be there, but no hurry. And a ceiling. Oops, that time we'll take that down. Did I bring more stairs? Yes, I brought more stairs. Okay, that's 2 towers done. Yeah, I like for something that's not really designed to call attention to itself. That's not bad. Do we like the idea of a line across right here with stairs? I kind of do. And then up there again. Our source material just shows a line in the top here. Let's just put that one in and leave this one fine. Let's put a line there, and even though it appears here that it sticks out, what if we put it in with stairs? Would that make sense? Or should we, here's an idea. What if, yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's put in, to match the other to match the picture we're going off of. Let's put a row of diorite right here. And I believe this will be at the height of the walls along here. Let's back up a little bit. Yeah, I like that. It's a little brutal. Maybe I don't like it. It's a little brutal. It just calls out blockiness. Yeah, let's take that down. Let's go back. Let's, the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. I do like the idea of some kind of decor there, though. So maybe we'll go back to that other idea. And, oops. And put some stairs in here. Oh, I can't have that. Well, those could still be full blocks. Oh, I meant to do it higher up. And facing up or facing down? I think I like facing up. Nah, I don't like that either now. Well, let's go sleep. And then I think I'll take those stairs out and just leave it plain. Just leave it like that. From a distance, it looks plain, but that's all it is. It's just plain. It's not like, it doesn't look bad. Just plain. Oh, still missing a scaffold. Oh, come on. Gotta wait for that to touch the horizon. When I've made this all flat, that's easy to tell when it touches the horizon. I don't think I need the second layer of windows either, so I made that mistake. Did I do that here? I did. There's the scaffold I'm missing. And let's take those stairs out. Alright, do I have enough materials to do the next tower? I got enough of that. Wait, do I have enough of that? No, I don't. 12 high times 4 would be 48 blocks. Grab 2. Also going to, I only need 20 stairs per. Gonna make some more slabs though. This is enough. Oops, I guess I can't. Well, I guess I could take that down with a piece of sandstone, but that'd be weird. Okay. Switch back to the sandstone. Oop, that's wrong, actually. I want in one block. Oh, and the inside, where the walls are going to touch, I don't need to save room for windows. I notice when I'm doing something like this that thinking about it, planning out each level takes forever. But then when I'm doing what I'm doing now, which is just copying the design 4 times, each one goes successively just a little bit faster. Did I want to do that yet? I didn't want to do that yet. Oh no, this level we want the windows. No. Something else to consider is we're going to have to worry about light with this. Is should there be a glowstone or a sea lantern here with maybe some carpet on top. I'm not going to do that, but it's something to consider. I was playing around with something on creative because we're going to have to think about light for the whole interior of this courtyard or parade ground. I was under the impression that light went through slabs. Not perfectly, not all the light, but that light went through slabs. Where was my scaffolding? Maybe I never put up scaffolding. Okay, we fall down, go boom. I'm going to need more cobble for the last tower. But I experimented on creative and putting slabs on top of, put some sea lanterns in there or glowstone and put slabs all through there. That's not going to work. That the light level is going to be essentially 0. So right now, my idea is still sea lanterns and stuff under here, but simulate a parade ground with pathways and stuff, with um, with no, I want the diorite with wool carpet. It's not the most elegant solution, but I think it's what we got. You know, the alternative is to set up lanterns or torches all through it. Looks like I missed one. I was trying to catch it on the way down. That didn't work. Am I going to need more? I may end up needing more. Nope, that's not right. This is where I want that. Oh, I just realized I'm not going to be able to change this out for cobble. Because you're going to be able to see that in from the windows. Oh, I never did put the slabs over there. That's what I'm leaving room for here, was the slabs. This could be enough. No, it's not going to be enough. Well, in that case, let's go down, put the slabs in, and get some more. I'm actually tempted to change that out for sandstone because you can see the cobble through the windows. Or wood, which was my other idea. These look like boring, you know, first night type houses that people would make. But I think attached to a wall that itself isn't supposed to be too fancy, I think will look fine. I like the diorite, though. The diorite's a good accent. Couldn't figure out for a second how I got injured. I'm like, oh yeah, I keep jumping off of tall buildings. I skipped watching hockey last time, 2 days ago. Was in my video. I was going to consider going to hockey, and I didn't go. And my team won 6-1. So since I'm going tonight, they'll probably, you know, only win 4-1 or something like that. Still against St. Louis. St. Louis is a good team. Did I only get one of these right when I was doing the height? I guess I got two of them right. Oh, might need to put a roof in. I'm still weirded out about the thing I said about the slabs. I thought slabs let light through. I have a build in another world where the roof is made out of slabs. And there's torches inside the roof area. It's a peaked roof. And there's torches inside. And you can kind of see the roof at night, at least. You can kind of see the roof emanating light. And so I was under the impression that that slabs let light through. But I played around with it on creative, and they didn't. So even though, like I say, wool's not a very good solution for how to light the inside, but it's what I got. You know, I was talking about hockey. If you aren't sure what my team is, you can see that edge on, and that logo's been in other videos. But it's now time to plan out the walls between each of these towers. And they appear to be 2 stories high. Here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, looks like 15 sections. That's totally reasonable because it should be just under 90 wide here. You know, from here to here was 90. We did 7 and 7, so I guess that leaves this at about, well, I get about 75, 76 actually. But I think thinking about it that way, thinking about trying to get 15 in here is the wrong way to go. I think it's start building and see how many we get. I don't like the idea of super thick. Maybe. Well, let's sketch some stuff out with some blocks and see what we see. If we do 3, I think the first one should be 1 wider. 4. The outside, I like having the windows, but maybe the inside shouldn't. Oops. And so we got a window here. And then, like that. Got neighbors acting up outside. So you may or may not be able to hear that. Is that reasonable, or should these be wider in between to match this? You know, remember a block is a meter, so that's 9, about 10 feet in between each of these pillars. In our, that's about 10 feet. So maybe that's enough between pillars. Yeah, let's plan on that. I'm just going to keep sketching it out that way. Roughing it out just to see where we meet coming from the other direction. So that's 4 sections. 5 sections. Let's do 5 sections from the other side. And you remember the first one we did long. So that's one section. Oops, wrong. Two sections. Three sections. Four sections. Oop, wrong. And five sections. One. I never put stairs going back. Oh, there's clay here. I don't know how I didn't notice that. And actually, maybe a better question is, how did that not get harvested? When I was making that build and the suburban house behind that. Alright. A little distraction. One, two, three, four, five sections that way. So let's do another couple sections each direction. I'm just putting that clay in one of the spare boxes. Grab another stab of that. Actually, let's grab that extra three just so it's not three. I have to sleep in a moment. Do two sections from this side. Just keeping an eye on the sun. Which is always a good policy, like in life, too. But not both eyes. You don't want to go blind in both eyes. Wouldn't it be great? I don't think it will. Well, it might. I don't. But it wouldn't be great if it just met in the middle. I'm never that lucky. Okay, so yeah, we get four in the middle. I don't have a problem, I don't think, with a double window there. All right, let's just run. Well, let's start over here and just run down the line, see what that it all makes sense. All right, the first one was long. And again, the first one is long. And there's 9 on each side, including the long ones. Now, I'm going to put a torch behind each one of these windows. like there should be that many torches. And then how many? Well, I guess we'll see if I have enough. Now down there, I had this wall right here, which means that the diorite accents will be on the same level with the towers. Does that make sense? Do we like that? Yeah, I think that's reasonable. So, now since people are going to be able to see through these windows, but we're not putting windows on the back side, I think we can leave this alone. Otherwise, I'd put cobble there. But on this side, you can look through those windows and see. So I want this to be a smooth wall. It might make sense to divide these windowed areas up into individual rooms. But I'm not going to do that. At least I'm not going to do that now. And if I did, they'd probably be wood. So we want to do that thing with the slabs on that side. So let's go up to a little bit weird way to do it from the other wall. Oops. Well, I guess that is going to be there. No, it is going to be there, but it's going to be cobble. And I'm sure I don't have enough cobble in my inventory to put the whole floor in. If we ended up with less room in the middle, the other way to go, it would have been a double pillar of diorite. And that's actually more or less what, well, you can't even see it from here, that it's an unloaded chunk. But my interpretation of the Angkor Wat has that. It's a narrower area of leftover space in the middle. Oops. I didn't drop that one. Didn't drop that one. Good. Am I going to have enough? Yeah, I'm going to have enough. And so it's a double pillar. And for that, I used cut red sandstone to be sandstone pillars. If you watch the Oracle video, I did play around with. Oh no, I actually used them on the very tippy top. I used them as a representation of clay tiles on a roof. All right. Now this layer will be cobble. I guess we can go out the window. So I'm going to need a bunch of that. There are 19 sections, so, or actually 20, I guess. So I need 40 slabs. And we're going to need more diorite. No, I'm good on diorite. The thing I said earlier about trying to do something with stairs to make something that's still just one block around. That actually would also, I guess it wouldn't waste, no, it would waste resources, because we would, it would be, there's a block in every spot. I think I need to use the scaffolding for this. Start at the other end. It may not have made sense what I just said. It would be a, there wouldn't be the hole. There wouldn't be, like that window is a hole. There's no block there. But if there were stairs in every, if I use 4 stairs to make a block, to make a hole, then there would be something in each of those, and it would waste 1 block. Now, for somebody who just put 40,000 blocks plus, cut down a mountain, turned it upside down, and dumped it into a lake, maybe I'm not one to talk. But what I'm doing with slabs, a slab is just, 2 slabs is just 1 block. So there's still effectively a hole with nothing there. Not sure this block needs to be here for purposes of what people are going to see. No one's ever going to walk on this floor. I'm not putting a doorway into the walls. And the only reason that I even have the torches is because, no, that's not what I wanted to look at. The Civ 6 version, this looks really cool at night. You never actually see the night, other than right when you first built it. When you first built it, the sun goes through an orbit of the day. And I believe there's a way you can set that with commands that the sun rises and sets. But I've never actually done that. If you haven't played Civ 6, if you start on a coast, you get a canal. And then this, I think, is a harbor district. And you need a harbor district to be able to build a regular lighthouse. And you need a regular lighthouse to be able to build the Great Lighthouse. And I don't think any of the games refer to it as the Lighthouse of Alexandria. Although maybe the first one does in its description text. Doesn't matter. Looks like we need to sleep. I spent too much time jibber jabbering. I'm gonna sleep, but then I'm gonna run into the house. I'm gonna need more torches, and I might get a couple of stacks of them. I talked about in the Oracle video how the next build I was going to have to put a teleport in. There is a teleport room under my base that just goes to other people's bases. But there's no reason. Oh, actually, I take that back. No, I take back what my take back. I was thinking there was one in the Guardian Farm, but there's not. It's just a really short walk through the Nether. so I didn't bother. Uh, but I could have put in a teleport to the lighthouse. All right, there's some torches, and we're gonna make coal is when you're mining, you end up with a lot of coal. So these are all blocks. One block represents 9 coal, and it's just storage because you can turn it back into coal. My last world, which I will show you in this video series because I've built something before that was also inspired by the Lighthouse of Alexandria. And I think the next video I'll actually open with that. I'm not sure why I'm going the front way. Doesn't matter. Biggest difference between what I built before and what I intend to build here is the last one was narrower than the historical lighthouse, but taller. It goes up almost to world height. All right, so I've got torches. Do I need more diorite? I don't know if I need more diorite, but I definitely need, well, I'm going to get some. Definitely need more. Sandstone. Just coming up on this from the other side, it seems so plain, the wall did. But I think I'm going to put these up on this side too. And I didn't bring enough diorite if I'm going to do the other side also. One thing I can do, though... Oh, no, I guess I can't. I was thinking I could cut these out. But no, you're going to be able to see in the windows that they aren't there. Well, let's go get more diorite. So there are 19 of these sections, so that means there's 18 diorite pillars. 18 times 8 is 144, which is a little more than 2 stacks, so that ought to be good. And I can just line these up with the pillars behind them, right? You know what, let's sort of cheat a little bit. Or not cheat, really, just not take damage all the time. Probably still have to take damage for the top ones, or top halves. Nope, that's not what I want. I want diorite. A friend of mine calls it dolerite, which is wrong, but it's funny to me because it reminds me of dolomite, which was a 70s blaxploitation film, but I think most people today are probably more familiar with it, not because of that, but because of the Eddie Murphy movie about getting that film made. I believe it's on Netflix. That's where I saw it. And I think the name of the Eddie Murphy movie is just like My Name is Dolomite or something like that. And what I read about that is that Eddie Murphy was trying to get that movie made for years, but the actual guy was like, no, if you do that, then we won't be able to make any more movies about Dolomite. And Eddie Murphy was, his response was, dude, you haven't made a Dolomite movie since like 1980 or something. When were you going to do that? It's let's say it was 2015 when he was trying to get that movie made. Guy was probably pretty old by then. Well, I guess he would have been if he was middle-aged in the 70s. Pause for a moment because my cat's here, wants me to scratch it on the head. All right, it's probably had its fill. I suspect I enjoyed the Eddie Murphy movie more than I would if I saw the actual movie. I think if I saw the actual movie, I would feel like it's so bad it's good. And I don't think that's a good look for a... There's only a few movies where so bad it's good really worked for them. One of my favorite so bad it's good movies is called Iron Sky. And the premise of the movie, and I saw this on Netflix, it might also be on YouTube. The premise of the movie is in 1945, after the Nazis were defeated, they all went to the moon. And now they're back and they're pissed. And it just does everything so comically. Not on purpose, I don't think. Maybe on purpose. But like there's one black guy in the whole movie and they keep giving him lines like, damn, now I know you tripping. Just the premise alone. Oh, what's going on? Oh, we're being invaded by Nazis from the moon. By the way, in talking about that movie, that's the only time you'll ever hear me say, damn, I know you tripping. Maybe it's part of other people's day-to-day lexicon. Somehow I managed to skip that. Did I put torches in the middle there? I don't know, I was going to. We're going to have to sleep. Let's go down and do that. Well, it's not exactly the way I meant to go down. This is the scaffolding that we were using for all those screenshots in the site prep video, the part 0 of this series. Nice little cup of coffee. My second pot of coffee, I switched to decaf. This may end up not being enough. Not being enough smooth or sandstone. I feel like I screwed this one up. No, I guess that's right. Now I feel like I screwed this one up. Well, that one seems right too. Now about a week into baseball season, a little less, and surprisingly, you know, I'm from Detroit. Surprisingly, the Tigers don't suck. I mean, there's hundreds of games still to go in the season. Well, not hundreds, but there's, 150 or so. But the Tigers are like 4-1, 4-2. For a bad team to start strong is a lot of fun. I'm going to have to... I forgot to put the torches in, even after I said I was going to put these torches in. So I'm going to have to punch a hole in the wall. I'll do it by the scaffolding. And go back and put torches in. And the only reason for the torches is just so that it lights up from the outside. Something that doesn't show and I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about where to end this video. Something that doesn't show in any of the drawings that I have, but is in some of the Civilization versions, including particularly the Civ 6 version, is what to do about gate and gatehouse. Well, that's slightly different than how I plan to do that. I think that's what I'm going to do, is the drawings don't show a gate and gatehouse. So I think I'm just going to rely on the Civ 6 version. It's kind of cool in this little hallway. Well, I'm the only person I can be sitting down and my foot falls asleep. Where was the hole I cut? Oh, right here. And we're going to need about 3, maybe 4 stacks of the stairs. I don't have any wood with me, but I'm tempted to make a boat and just sort of look at this wall from afar. Thinking we turn that. when I was planning this out or thinking about this, I was planning a roof line similar to what I did on the Angkor Wat, where this would be upside down stairs here, and then regular stairs here, and then sort of a curved design here. Um, that appears to be ahistorical. That appears to have been a flat surface on top of the wall. Although since the wall is so wide, might look good to put a wall on top of this. Diorite wall, maybe. Don't really like how the diorite is visible here from the top. Unfortunately, I can't think of anything to do about that other than, like a line of carpet. If I'm going to do that, it would have to probably be yellow. I mean, or I could do that, or I could do, change these three into cobble, and then do regular stairs, sandstone, 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 regular stairs, just to cover the tops of these. Yeah, too bad tan isn't a color of wool. Or whatever color this is. Heck, I feel like it maybe should just be called sand. Boy, I don't know what my neighbors are doing now. It doesn't sound like they're having a domestic anymore. Now it just sounds like they're outside just being loud. And I was exaggerating when I said domestic. There was nobody was beating anybody up. It was just yelling. And I don't know how much of that came through. My microphone is a boom mic, which are meant to be very directional. That it's not supposed to pick up very much to the sides. It does. If I went to the bathroom and yelled back, you'd be able to hear me, but it would sound like I was far away. See, what I was thinking at first was just, maybe a wall down this and a wall down this. A wall still might work. But I'd have to consider what to do about the tops of these. The other option, like I said, is cover that with a regular stair. A regular stair that way. And then flat here. And I could still do the thing with walls, a row of walls, row of walls on top of this. Actually, it's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll do that. But at the moment, I'm getting about to where I want to be in this video, time-wise. We're coming up on 2 hours, I think. So what I'm going to do off camera is the back wall there, the side wall here, and then come out, leave enough room for the gatehouse in the middle here, but not actually build the gatehouse off camera. I'll do that on camera. But copy this design around the other two sides so that when we come back for the next video, we can just do this gatehouse. For now, I think that's a video. So let's get it back up on the scaffolding. Oh, you know what? Since it's getting dark, let's go out to this island. We're going to take a look back. I think while we're out there, we'll take a screenshot. Swimming always seems to take longer, even though I've got whatever that enchantment is, Depth Strider. Oh, that looks lit up well. Now I want to kind of not draw attention to the fact that that's straight up and down right now. Maybe when the sun goes down a little bit. I want to render more chunks. Am I rendering all the maximum chunks? I don't even know what this does. Yeah, I've got the chunk render set to maximum. Hello, drowned. There's a knockback on my sword. Yeah, that's starting to look really cool in the... lit up. Ooh, I got a gold brick. So we're going to start change the name of the drown to the gold bricks. Oh, somebody's throwing a trident at me. All right. So let's take a screenshot. And we're going to call this a video. I'm going to kill that drowned wherever he is. Well, that's one way to kill him. Just let my thorns do it. Did I get a trident? I didn't even get a trident. Unless it's floating. It's not floating. And you can't pick these up. This is why I don't run around at night when I'm not in a mushroom biome. Okay, we're calling it a video. Have fun, Internet. We'll see you next time. I'm Handsome Dan, and enjoy.